Jackie, I was telling somebody recently that I can't comprehend how I did it in the 70s where I would call somebody and they go, and the secretary or whatever would say, well, I'll have them call you back. And I had to sit at my phone for like 8 hours.
I tell people that all the time. You sit in the office till like 10 o'clock at night waiting for someone that isn't calling you back, you know?
You couldn't Google, you couldn't do it, you just sat there all
Yeah,
night.
that's true. I remember Montville, that's why he was such a great columnist. He'd have 3 columns going at once, and he'd just sit in the office and wait for them to call back. And one guy would call back and he'd start writing that column, and then the second guy would call back, and if he was better than the first guy, he'd write that column instead and never use the first one the next day. I was always so amazed by that. And then trying to get players. They had no cell phones, so you had to figure out their pseudonyms that they used at the hotel, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
What was Barkley?
I can't.
Barkley was Satchel Paige.
Satchel Paige. And who was the president?
Used to be Charles used to use Tiger Woods a lot.
Yeah, Magic Johnson for a long time was, what's the name of that? He was an entertainer, Don Rickles, or one really weird, really stupid white guy, like some really nerdy white guy, because he figured no one would ever guess it, you know?
But when you
Tim
pick
Hardaway
another
was,
famous person, it's kind of like defeating the purpose.
Yeah.
Tim Hardaway
Yeah,
went
it is.
Speedy Gonzalez for several years.
You know what? The Heat used to all use cartoon characters. Like Ike Austin was Foghorn Leghorn. I had to call him one time. I called up like, can I speak to Foghorn Leghorn, please?